But it's very, very important that people don't see these gems. I had a piece of property in Palm Beach County. I swear rats wouldn't live there. And people were very, very scared about it being a historic designation. They were very scared because it was 4,700 square feet of nothingness. And in the middle of the city, it wasn't pretty at all. But I have to tell you, through research and through understanding, I sat and I looked at that building and I turned it into 4 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartments. And as soon as I opened the door, and it was full of Section 8 tenants. So I had gotten really good rents because they were 3 bedrooms. So I knew that in that marketplace, I wanted larger units. And somebody came across and they said, I want to buy this building. They bought that building for 1.19 million.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Q Edmonds. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be alive, excited to have another chance to do this episode and do an interview with a guest that is full of joy, full of life, full of knowledge, been in the business for 30 years, has seen the business from so many different angles. And I'm so excited for you to get to peek through her lens, for her to take us into her world. And so I just want to introduce you guys to Miss Carol Brenner. How you doing today, ma'am?
Great. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. It's so great for you to be here. I'm so excited about this episode that we're about to do. Like I said, I am anticipating people seeing things from your lens and getting a new insight on maybe different angles of the business that maybe they're in, but never kind of thought about it from your perspective and from your way of thinking. So I'm excited for you to take us into your world. And so, to be honest, Miss Carol, I kind of just want to dive in. If you don't mind, tell people, what are your main focus these days? Tell people what markets you're operating them, and just tell them a little bit about yourself, Miss Carol.
We're a full-fledged investment company. We basically are wholly owned. So we work with properties that we purchase that are being renovated or being renovated to hold or to sell. We are located pretty much in a funny dichotomy, but our home base is in Palm Beach County, Florida. We sell properties anywhere from Broward to Port St. Lucie, Florida, as well as in Duval County and around the northern areas, which is the areas we've been pushing for a last, I want to say, 8 years. That area has been really lucrative for the last 8 years. We've done everything from multifamily to full builds to single family. And right now we're working on creating portfolios. Basically, we work in the affordable housing space. So we either create spaces for people to purchase or we're creating spaces for people to live in. And we work from low income to moderate income. And that's pretty much the spaces that we stay into. For me, I've been a broker for 30 years, as well as a state certified appraiser in the state of Florida. And I am a real estate educator as well. So it's been a very full circle. And I believe in being a really vertically integrated investor as well as operator. That's really important. So that's where I am.
Absolutely.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I love it. I love just your journey from getting your license when you were 18, just the natural progression that you went from going into different circles and to where you are now. You have so many different amazing things going on. And I know it's not always especially easy in this climate. What's been the key to keeping that machine running smoothly?
Well, it's consistency. It's really important to stay consistent, to stay on your path. It's important to create like I have a formula. I don't really stray from that formula. The formula is I create end results or end journeys for each individual project. And you stay to those formulas. It's not an easy journey, but being able to keep on tack, have great oversight, keeping on your projects, don't letting things run astray, keeping tabs on your purse is what I say a lot,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and on materials and personnel, and being able to pivot and having plan
Mm,
A and plan B and C in place all the time. Right now, it's important that each asset has multiple trajectories. It's important to say, well, I know for a fact going in here that if I renovate this and it doesn't sell within a month, then I'm going to go ahead and rent it. And you know that those numbers need to fit and fall into place. A lot of things that we're doing now, they are on board for sales, but they're delayed sales because what we're doing is creating programs for lease option, creating people that they put in the leases to purchase at a later date. Um, and going forward how much money you're going to be, making currently and how much money you're going to be making in the future. So we've brought in all kinds of different programs, even with the cities and the city support for housing readiness, financial
yeah,
readiness, working with people on the onset when you put them in there, and even using, believe it or not, using people even with vouchers and getting them ready, like Section 8 vouchers. And this
yeah,
is a huge, important market because we all know that the way the world is working, the way the government is working, uh, cities are tightening their belts, counties are tightening their belts, and even the state government is tightening their belts. And I would say a good 30%, I want to say 30% of these people, if they had more landlords or more outreach, they could be financially ready to become financially stable without their voucher within a year to 18 months, but they need that kind of oversight. So we do a lot of talks and consulting with the people we put in, especially in the single family genre, um, where we're talking and trying to create savings while they're still on vouchers so that
yeah,
they're able to become financially stable if those vouchers were able to fail them. So
yeah.
very exciting. Yes.
Very
Very.
exciting. Very exciting. And I love the aspect about your business, creating affordable housing. Such a service oriented goal and passion that's weaves within the integrity of your business. I absolutely love that because it's so well needed. And I love how you talked about being able to pivot, right? They get used to the success, they get used to the end result, but sometimes that's the process to get us to the end result. And so I would love to know, you as an operator, there's moments when things get real, when the deal goes sideways, a time when you had to pivot fast, right? And I was wondering if you could share one of those stories with us in a moment or a time where a deal caused you to kind of pivot in in the moment.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, there are a lot of different types of situations that you can get into, and you have to pivot and you have to move forward, and you can't falter and you can't give up. There's no giving up. There's only two ways, in or out, right?
That's it. In or
You're
out.
either
There
in
you
the ground
go.
or I'm standing on top of it, right? You can't
Come
go
on
out. You
now.
can't go backwards. And I
Yeah,
see a
yeah.
lot of investors, oh, I want to sell. I mean, I go to properties on the daily that look like what did you do here? Because they don't learn how to pivot. They don't learn how to say no. They're too involved in the pretty, and they start with the pretty. And the
There you go.
pretty,
There you go.
my father used to say, a smart girl is better than a pretty girl, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Uh-huh.
that's when you want to keep us with no boyfriends, right? No boyfriend.
That was his strategy,
He's
right?
a smart girl is better than a pretty girl. So,
Right, right.
but it's very, very important that people don't see these gems. I had a
Yeah.
piece of property in Palm Beach County. I swear rats wouldn't live there. I
Mm,
mean, it had no floors, no windows, no plumbing, no electrical. It was just four walls, and people were very, very scared about it being a historic designation. They were very
yeah,
scared because it was 4,700 square feet of nothingness,
yeah.
and in the middle of the city. And I sat in front of that property for hours looking at it,
Mm.
going, "What am I going to do with this guy?" And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. But I have to tell you, through research and through understanding, I sat and I looked at that building and I turned it into four 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartments. I bought that building for $200,000 to put, I don't know, another 500 in. So it's roughly
Mhm,
there about 6, 7.
mhm,
And as soon as I opened the door and it was full of Section 8 tenants. So I had gotten really good rents
mm,
because they were 3 bedrooms. So I
yeah.
knew that in that marketplace, I wanted larger units. And as soon as I opened that door, somebody came across and they said, "No, I want to buy this building." I said, "You
Wow.
serious?" They said,
Yeah,
"Yeah." They bought that building
yeah.
for $1.19 million 12 months later.
Come on.
So,
Come on.
I create these spaces from the
Yeah,
nothingness.
yeah,
Again, make sure number one rule is, if it's not going to bring you more rent or more intricate value, or sometimes when you talk about value, it's real value like bricks and mortar and space,
yeah,
but there's also a value in desirability. So you have to calculate the cost of, is it this desirability factor going to be worth it? And when you dissect what kind of value your improvements or your project is, or the work that you're going to do in a project is going to bring you, that's when you start talking about real money and if the pretty is worth it. So that makes sense. So
makes sense to me.
it's very important to have these honest conversations with yourself when you're investing, with your team, with your contractors, on what things are really going to cost. And trying to cut those costs are very intricate in today's market, because if you're going to, like I talk about affordable housing a lot, affordable housing is totally achievable, 100% achievable. You have to find it. You have to see it. You have to realize that these homes or these apartment buildings that are scary, are scary. I'm not gonna say it's not scary, but, you have to think creatively, and calculate every step of the way.
No, listen, I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate that story. I appreciate your 30 years shining through because honestly, enough people don't talk about this angle like you're talking about it. And it shows me the difference from those that just dabble and those that's in it for the long term, right? And your approach, your perspective to be able to see the gems that people can't see. This is why you're in the game. This is why you can buy 200, put 500 in it, and then sell it for 1.5 million, right? Because you got the vision, you know what I'm saying? And so when we talk about vision, let me ask you this. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next? Like, what's the next real goal?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The real goal now is trying to create spaces from scratch, basically a build up construction. But I am not focusing on building brand new communities out in suburbs. I'm focusing on infill. So either I'm knocking old properties that are deficient down if I can, or I'm working on infill lands, creating one by one, filling in those gaps. Because when you have properties that are distressed within a community, that's what keeps your community down. That's what keeps your rents down. That's what keeps your values down. So solving those real problems. And the reality is when I look at them, I see that they're achievable and small. It's just a matter of cooperation. Cooperation with city, cooperation with neighbors, cooperation with homeowners, and getting those properties at the right prices. So what I'm looking in is different types of building systems that truly are achievable, but not only achievable, truly are money saving. So when I look at you, there's all kinds of things. You're inundated now with wonderful tech. It's amazing. It's beautiful, but is it real? That's the question. Is it
That's
real?
the part.
So I'm all about keeping it real. Okay. That's the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing. I put the real back in real estate. Okay.
Ooh, let's
Keeping
go.
it real. So
Yeah.
the reality is that when I look at these systems, I say, what are the faults? I mean, we could go through them if you wanted to. I mean, you take an example of printing. Printing. Oh, it's wonderful to have printing machines. Those machines are upwards of 500, $1 million machines. You're going to put that machine on a job site and leave it there with no security? So yeah, you got the machine. How are you going to secure the machine? So that means you got to hire somebody to watch the machine. That's another cost. What about if the machine breaks? Then if you have no other people that can back you up, right, to build the stuff, if that machine is out of service, what you going to do? Can you get another machine? What is that going to cost? What's that going to cost you in time? What's that going to cost you in breakage? Because if you're in the middle of a process, you're building half a wall, your machine breaks. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? So I looked into that and I saw those holes and I said, I don't want to have that. Also, there's a cost in making the city understand what kind of new tech you're going to bring them because they're not so equipped to inspect properties that have new tech. So then I looked at modular and I said, okay, what are the pitfalls of modular? And there are great things about modular, and there's different types of modular. There's full modular where they drop half the house and put the house together and you're done, right? Well, then I talk about strength. What is the lifespan of that type of property? What kind of repairs will we have? Because we're talking about wood structures or structures that are somewhat not as strong. How do we straighten those up? What are the costs on that? And I said, well, I don't I don't really like that idea either because I got to straighten it up. I got to watch it. I'm not really, and the costs seem to be the same. So
Yeah.
then I started looking at the cost of SIP construction, and that really started to pique my vision because I said, oh well, if they build the walls in the factory and then I physically have my hands on them, they come to the site pretty much halfway assembled, and I got to put them together. At least I can see the construction going together and I could see if there's any issues at that point.
Yeah.
And then there's 6 different kinds of SIP construction. So I had to dissect those. And what I came to understanding and what our next project is going to be is a combination hybrid of SIP construction where the walls are there, but I'm still constructing them and having concrete style and strength. So what I'm working on now is engineered walls where they come to the site, but they're just the form of the wall. And then I
Mm.
sort of I put them together. They're insulated panels and I spray
Yeah.
them with concrete. And that full
Mm.
structure. Because the problem with SIP construction or even some of the structures that are like Legos, where you put them together and you fill them with concrete, you still have wood on the property. You still have penetration because you have to put a truss roof. So, in my feeling, I wanted a solid, sealed building that I created myself. So,
Yeah.
a hybrid of the two. I
Yeah.
also, with this system, am able to try to bring in people to the construction world that may not be 100% skilled because I need less actual labor that are skilled labor and more movement labor. Because if those materials are coming all to the property, I need less of a force. So that's a reduction in cost. Cleanliness of your site, that's a reduction in cost. Reduction of having to have engineered factors like roofs and trusses because everything is coming in one shot. That's a reduce of your costs. And then clean energy because these
Yeah.
these buildings are completely insulated with an insulation that is far superior than putting insulation in. So those are the exciting things that I think a combination of knowledge, research, tech come together onto a site
Yeah.
to trickle down to affordable housing. I'm able to construct right now, my budget right now for a 4 unit, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 4 units on a
Mm-hmm.
piece of land that I received from tax lien, which was almost free. um, I'm able to construct a 4 unit for less than 400,000 in an area where a 4 unit will never be less than 600,000. That's
Wow.
brand new construction. We're not even talking about the
Mm.
value of brand new construction. And let's talk about insurance costs. When you
Yeah.
building new and you building right and you're building green and you're building insulated and you're building hurricane resistant up to 190,000 miles per hour, you're also building resistant to fire 90 minutes, your insurance costs will go down. But it takes somebody to sit and tell insurance agent, hello, excuse me. Now, we didn't think about this. And what about this? Here is my product approval,
Yeah.
for these items. So these are the exciting things that I think the combination of tech. It's not just, in my opinion. Let's go there. Okay. In my opinion, it's not just one tech. It's a combination hybrid of traditional and non-traditional building practices that
Yeah.
truly bring you a new product that is got the green aspect to it, but you try to eliminate those loopholes of what tech can bring.
Yeah.
You know.
I absolutely love it. I mean, all this you said is so big from the infields to the engineered walls. I mean, just to your process, like you said, you stay true to your process. And I know you know this, like the next move, it can either compound things or create total chaos. But what I love about you is that you see the distress. You live in the chaos. You're able
I
to
live
see
in the
the
chaos.
distress and
That's
the
absolutely true.
chaos and bring the beauty out of it. So I absolutely love it. So I want to ask you this. I think this is my last question, and then I'm gonna get you out of here. I know a lot of people that are listening, and they're either early on their journey or they're looking to level up. And I think they'd benefit hearing this from you. When it comes to building your relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you, Miss Girl?
Building relationships with people I said this just yesterday. You're not a soul wolf. You can't be a solo wolf in this journey. You're going to have to partner with people that can help you fix, build. You're going to have to understand what your city wants and what that permitting process is going to be like. Investigate and meet those people and put them in a place where they serve you on your team. The second thing is, of course, your funding partners. Know your funding partners. I work backwards. I work, what does the funder feel like funding today? And does that fit into my formula? You know? And
Mm.
I work when I have the funding. It's like if you fund it, I will build it. But to a point, it's not just anything. So that's the second part. The third part is having people on your team because I believe that there's an energy exchange when you talk things out, even if you're venting. And when people come and they want to work with me or they want to work for me, I tell them, listen, you got to not be offended. Okay? When I have to talk things out and work things out. And you're under the wire a lot here. There are deadlines. There are deadlines to acquire property. If I got to run to the courthouse to make a payment before that gavel hits, there is high intensity. So you have to not be offended and again, move forward. Stop being stuck in your own cement shoes. And do what's comfortable for you. Start out what's comfortable for you. I want to tell you, I'm going to date myself now. Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. It was 1995, and all my friends were heading into college, which I was too. Okay. But I was a different kind of college student. Okay. My mother, who is my predecessor, got an office right at the mouth of the college.
Hmm.
So I
Mhm.
went to school in the morning at 7, took out 1, 2 classes, came to the office at 9 o'clock, went back to school at 6 o'clock because it was comfortable and it was important to have that trajectory. But I'm going to tell you another story. All my friends had fancy apartments. Okay. And I bought myself a $30,000 condo right around the side of college. And people said, "Oh, you live here?" And I said, "I own it. It's okay." I was here. Well, I bought that condo for 30,000. And after I became my second year of college, and I use this term because it simplifies our process, right? Because we think about school as simplified, right? So I bought that $30,000 condo. I sold that condo for 110. And I had money now to buy myself my first duplex. And I've been turning the same $60,000, I think, for the last 30 years. And I tell this story to a lot of people because I tell that to moms too. Because I said, how much money are you going to go spend in rent for your child to stay in school? And wouldn't you like to get that money 100% plus back? Or maybe even get your money for school back. So I simplify these things in different genres of people's life journey. I tell people, single people, my husband, who was my student, okay, 20 years ago, his first question to me is, "How do I make money in this business?" And I said, he says, "I want to double my income." And I said, "Honey, if you want to double your income, get married to somebody who has equal income to you." Because there are no guarantees in life. But what is guaranteed is that if you have people that are like minded, that are going to enhance your journey with you and have the same income, that's 100%. That's going to double your money. But you got
Yeah.
to work it. There's no guarantees. I said it as a joke. I didn't think the guy was going to marry me. Okay, I didn't
The,
think
the
so.
joke was on you. He wasn't playing. The joke was on you. You
Stop
weren't
playing,
playing.
right?
Yeah.
So, I got hundreds of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got hundreds of these stories because I
Absolutely.
think that anything, the reality is people get their dander up and they don't lighten up a little bit. Listen, I'm 4.5 feet tall. I told you that, right? I'm a woman, right? I've been in this business a long time. I don't look who the part that I'm supposed to be, right? I've had little old ladies that try to offer me cookies and milk. You know, I can't be offended. You can't be offended. You gotta move forward. And in these socio mental aspects of people's life, hold them back. I can't do that. Who said you can't do that? People come to me and they don't have money or they feel that they're scared to make that monthly payment. Well, then maybe you need to, I tell people, well, did you ever think about buying a duplex? They said, I can't do that. I said, if you can buy one, you can buy two. And that
There you
second
go.
guy, he's your wife. He could help you. So that's what you gotta think more globally, creatively. And I think that's what has got me going, kept me going all these years.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
you gotta put yourself in little buckets and where are those profit centers in those buckets? Uh, I tell you, I give people deals all the time. I said, okay, you owe me a little referral fee. No
There you go.
wholesaling involved.
Come on.
So,
There you go.
it's a big journey, and you gotta constantly be on,
Yeah.
constantly be selling.
Yeah, absolutely. My dear, I thank you so much. I think this has been absolutely phenomenal. But listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, or maybe collaborate or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
I'm available. Phone, email, planes, trains, automobiles, whatever you got. Uh, the best thing is I still pick up my phone. So yes, I'm an old lady too. So you want me to tell you my phone number? You got digits? You want
It's
digits?
listen, if you want them to contact with you, listen, put it out there if you want them to get in contact with you for sure.
You
It's up to
should reach
you.
me by phone. This also will do a text. That's my office number. It's 561-566-5081.
Love it. I love it. But there she is, Miss Carol Brenner. Listen, ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you for your stories. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your perspective. It's a pleasure getting to know you. It's a pleasure getting to talk to you. And we need more people like you within this business that's doing it the right way. So, again, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. It was great meeting you. Great
Absolutely.
being here.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so, everyone else, you heard it, you've listened, you got value out of this conversation. So, go ahead and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on these conversations. We're going to keep coming. You're going to keep seeing me. I'm going to keep bringing you people that's just amazing, just like Miss Carol. So, make sure you're subscribed.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.